people injured here. 3v3 Estia Province, blue team. Whole bunch of Space Marines. First up, we have Snno1 as a force commander. Very good offense fight in melee combat. Can also tank, disrupt, and support with buffs. This is the Imperial Fists elite scheme recolored. Alongside Law of the Bolter is a Techmarine. Starts off range combat. Puts up some good damage. Can also support with structures and repair. And rounding off the blue team is another force commander from army822. This is a Blood Angels elite scheme guy. Red team, it's Madiq as a Warboss melee commander that walks through objects. Some very good offense, disruption, and support from the front lines. And a couple of Eldar Farseers. First up, damien237, and we also have SinerAthin. This is all 3 DLC recolored, looks like. Support commanders that fight in melee combat. Awesome buffs with some good debuffs and control abilities too. Over on the west side is the Eldar, up against the force commander of Snow. Techmarine pushing through mid right now. Double Banshees on the field. Tactical Marines need to watch out. Shotguns up as soon as they can. I would think for the Space Marines is the Farseer leading the line, drawing a lot of fire. Banshees coming in behind here. Farseer's going to be forced off soon, but she did a good job drawing fire. Here are the Banshees moving in, catching up to Tactical Marines. This guy very, very slow to move them. Army822 gets caught really badly. Does he lose a model? He does lose a model. Banshee's losing 2 models. The other squad getting thrown all over the place by the force commander, and they do get away, losing 2 models also. So could have been worse, could have been a little bit better from Army, being a bit more alive to the threat to his Tactical Marines. Meanwhile, on the west side, the Warboss is going to go down. It looks like in retreat. No, 25 hit points. He will get away. Retreating units having that big 75% damage resistance to ranged attacks, of course. The force commander now capping the west side's VP, leaves it to the scout so we can tie up these annoying shooter boys, and there is the Iron Halo. Gives him an energy shield. Pain Boy on the field for Madiq, and Dire Avengers following up SinerAthin's Banshees, and a Guardian Weapon team for Damien. So they're going to try and control their area with the Shuriken and throw their Banshees at stuff and watch it die. No sign of any shotguns yet for Law of the Bolter or Army. Techmarine though is getting the mastercrafted bolter that gives them that instant suppression, high powered shot from long range, or reasonable range at least. Armor of Alacrity up for the force command of Army. Rangers now for SinerAthin to put pressure on Tactical Marines from range. Big changes in store, of course, for Scout Snipers and Rangers in 2.3.1. They can do less damage per shot, but shoot a lot more often, and they're pretty much just as annoying, trust me. Scouts suppressed and losing health like crazy, actually losing 2 models before they got away. You see a big gun line though of Marines not using the heavy cover, backing away from it. Banshees coming in, trying to flank. There's the mastercrafted bolter suppressing them. Farseer, double Tactical Marines should be able to deal with those Banshees, and they're actually quite lucky to get away. Rangers getting a kinetic pulse shot in there to disrupt them. Was that another one, or just a special attack? Guide up on the Banshees, increasing their damage, and they are chopping up Marines big time. He stayed in that engage and a little bit too long there. Law of the Bolter. He does have triple Tactical Marines though. What's going on? Rangers are plenty. SinerAthin with 2 of them, and now 1 for Damien. That is going to be really annoying to deal with. Suppose you can't really blame them with mass Tactical Marines. Get Rangers and shoot them down. Farseer now decapping the natural VP of blue, and it's a 1-to-1. Blue team with the advantage so far. Power Sword up for Army. Good choice for him, I think. Can do a little bit more damage in melee combat, but also more importantly buff better with his battle cry, and since his ally is most likely to be alongside him, he's going to be buffing a lot of stuff. 500, 405, steal that 1-to-1 cap. Blue team will take back their natural will. These Tactical Marines are idle, and they'll get the 2-to-1 back, you would think. Warboss is going to be revived by the Eldar Farseer, and she will level to 2. Sluggers now chasing down Tactical Marines, but shotgun scouts are waiting for Snno1. Don't even need to use it though, these sluggers in retreat. Here comes the Pain Boy, a little bit too far behind those sluggers to support them with his heal over time ability. Banshees getting knocked around, but the Farseer is there with a very, very useful special attack. And there's Ardboys on the Banshees from the allied Warboss. Warboss buffs are pretty damn awesome for allied Banshees. 500-405. The force commander now of army822 is down. Big engagement here. Stormboys do finish off the force commander. I just have to say, it seemed like the Space Marines were kind of powering through tier 1 and in control, but the Stormboys are really dangerous with that Warboss support as well. They're kind of outnumbered there. Just what if you just waited just a few more seconds for this Eldar player, SinerAthin, to move up, would have had a lot more luck in that engagement, I think. But the Pain Boy's still in there wrecking stuff. Rangers are getting shots in. These Tactical Marines in big trouble. Law of the Bolter again with a very, very late retreat. They do get away with 2 models, very lucky to do so. But here come those Rangers and they are annoying. 500-382, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Big stomp from the Warboss. His Cyborg implants. He's getting his bang bang hammer as well. That's going to be buffing these sluggers and shooters and Stormboys if they're close enough when he's smacking on things. Buff the Pain Boy as well, I suppose. 500-371. Farseer forced off by Tactical Marines in melee combat. And I think they had for the Emperor on them. There's that Ranger shots coming in. Getting away with just 1 model in the end. Eldar starting to push through. Do not have the durability in the field that Space Marines have, of course, but this hit and run, especially with those Rangers at range, at their full range, quite difficult to deal with if you don't have jump troops. Got to try and lead with your commander, soak up shots that way, and then move in, try and put a bit of pressure on them, but you need to be careful of the Banshees in amongst your stuff. 500-349. What's going on east side? We have a webway gate, we have Banshees capping the contested power out here. In terms of the natural powers, I don't think we've seen any pushes. Been a lot of fighting mid. Nobody's had a clear engagement of victory and been able to push through. 500-336 now, the 2-to-1 for blue. They're holding this west side, aren't they? Devastator Marines with their heavy bolter are going to take the garrison. I don't think the heavy bolter is long enough to reach the VP. That was by design by myself who made this map. You can put the plasma cannon and stuff, of course, in there and shoot to the VP, but I didn't want players to be able to put suppression teams in there and lock down the VP that way. 500-322. Shotgun blast on the Farseer and a power harass. They did get 1 of the generators, and you see if SinerAthin was a little bit more alive to it, he would have moved his Dire Avengers up in advance of the Marines to get ready for retreat grenades, but he wasn't. So the Marines in at least get away without a loss. These scouts did lose 2 models though. 500-312, and they're right back in their face, aren't they, with a power harass of their own. Banshees idle, need to attack stuff. Rangers, what are they up to? Moving away. Here come more howling Banshees. None of them, we do see in fact an aspect of fleetness on these ones and aspect of strength up on these ones. Scouts making a huge mistake trying to run in against triple Rangers with double Dire Avengers and double Banshees with Farseer support. In fact, triple Rangers. 500-300. This is still that 2-to-1 ticking away. Red team need to make some kind of impact on this west side. Spirit Stones, spiritual rites you saw going off there, healing the Eldar Farseer and the Dark Reaper squad on the field from Damien. These guys with pretty long range inferno damage, so very, very good damage output against heavy and super heavy infantry, and not too shabby against commanders either. So they're going to help a great deal thinning out the ranks of those tactical Marines. They're getting their aspect, gives them the pinning fire, I believe, and I think it increases their damage flat by 15% or so. We'll see when it's completed. Death Dread on the way for Madiq, and Wraith Guard for SinerAthin. Yes, damage by 10% and pinning fire. Wraith Guard slightly underused, I think, in team games for Eldar. They give you that durability in the field which Eldar generally lack. I suppose it's perhaps because Wraith Lords are so popular now in team games that Eldar players often rely on the Wraith Lord to give them that durability, give them that damage soak instead of the Wraith Guard. But Wraith Guard are pretty awesome. Big damage output in bursts, suppression immunity, and they're pretty damn tough. 500, 452, 252 even. Blue team still ticking away with that 2-1. Gonna hold on for victory here with a no VP loss game. Dreadnought on the way for Snno1. Here comes that Death Dread with burners and bits. Army has lost a lot of stuff, it must be said. He's got double tactical marines and that is it. Going for a Razorback to support himself and his allies. Those rangers are pretty annoying. Need to pick the right targets though. Grenade hits at least one marine and knocks him over, knocking himself into one of his battle brothers and knocking him over as well. Force Commander moving in now. Not sure what he was up to, but there you see that battle cry buff, and look how much stuff he buffed with that. Good grief. What, 5 tactical marine squads and a scout squad? No wonder that Farseer went down in retreat. Here are the Wraith Guard. They need something there to counter-initiate the Force Commander just running in like that. Kinetic Pulse knockback would work, but I suppose they use it elsewhere or it wasn't on cooldown. But we're going to see Power Harass with double Flamer Tactical Marines. No, single Flamer Tactical Marines. The other squad does have a Sergeant, so you might see some Stern Guard veterans. 490, 232. West side is now red. The first time I remember seeing it red. The Space Marine Dreadnought going to town on the Death Dread, but this Death Dread has melee resistance aura and is doing a good job so far against this multi-motor Dreadnought, but does go down. Here comes another Death Dread though. That weird Tempest missile launcher thing. Why is it so? That is very strange. Since they're suppressed, it was delayed, as you saw. Usually they all fire kind of at once. Death Dread's tearing things up, going after the Space Marine Dreadnought, doing a really good job as well with that melee resistance aura. Would take it down if that thing turned to engage, so he's backing it away. Snow also has a power sword and the Iron Halo is up. Warboss level 3, fully kitted out, 462, 232. Both teams getting their power raised pretty much. Banshees chasing tactical marines away. The Force Commander forced to retreat away from that Warboss. Death Dread going into base, trying to finish off this Dreadnought on 1 hit point. Surely it's going to get the hit. It's got the melee charge going. Trying to lead it away, but our missile launcher is now getting shots in. Is he going to get it? Surely yes. It's actually a sync kill from the Death Dread. And even if he loses the Death Dread, that was pretty much worth it, because that was an upgraded Space Marine Dreadnought, so not cheap at all. Just wading in there, holding up that Space Marine player as long as he can. Down goes the Death Dread. But it did its job, did well. Autarch on the field for SinerAthin. Provides that area of effect passive buff, as you can see, all those blue markings. It's a 15% damage resistance, I believe. She also inspires on kill, can jump around and buff stuff that way also, and heal it up a little bit even. 435, 232. Triple Rangers from SinerAthin. Damien lost his Ranger squad, looks like, but does have those Dark Reapers. Bit of a lull in the action. Eldar setting up shop in the middle of the map with some energy shields. And they're not contesting this west side. Why are they just leaving it to be capped? Drop pod comes in, dropping some more tactical marines for Snno1, giving him a reinforcement point in the field here as well. But here comes a Razorback, which will also provide that. What are red team doing? You gotta move. Just sit in there. There was only one player here. They could have taken the west side easily. Another drop pod coming in, that time from Army, giving him some more tactical marines, and that is going to be a tier 1 ability with reduced cost in 2.3.1, so you might see a lot more of those. Devastators are wiped out by Howling Banshees coming out of the webway gate there, but need to run away now. Really need to run away now. Plasma Cannon now getting shots, or at least trying to. Warboss in retreat, 418, 218. Kicking off on all fronts. Looks like Law of the Bolter does not want to engage here, because those Wraith Guard are really bad for his mass of tactical marines. Not a single Assault Marine squad from 3 Space Marine players, very rare to see. Down goes the Autarch. Dark Reapers getting their shots in, but they're madly outnumbered there, and blue team retain this west side. Force Squad is level 3 now for Army. Razorback chasing off some Eldar stuff. 418, 195, and now this central power is being shot down by Law of the Bolt. He has 3 tactical marines with sergeants, but no weapon upgrades. Maybe he's waiting to see if Nob squads hit the field and get a bunch of plasma guns up. But surely Madiq should be going for flash gates right now. No, he's going for Nobs. That's a big mistake, I think. If he got a couple of flash gate squads up with blasters, he would go to town on these big tactical marine blobs that we have. We have, what is this? We have 9 tactical marine squads on the field, 3 for each player. Very, very rare to see. Pretty cool to see, really. Army has his loaded up into a Razorback, looks like 418, 180, and blue team are keeping the pressure up with that just solid durability they have in the field. Never really been able to decisively force them off, the red team, have they? And if they have, they haven't done a lot with it. I mean, they've bashed power a couple of times, but they haven't really put a lot of pressure on this VP. They haven't put a lot of pressure at all on this west side. Kind of left Madiq to it, really. As they're kind of getting shots, everything reinforcing off this drop pod. Banshees in retreat, and they do get away. Here comes the Nob squad. Are they going to be enough? I do not think they will. We already have 2 plasma gun tactical marine squads for Army. Law of the Bolter doesn't have any. What about Snow? Yes, he has a single plasma gun as well, so those Nobs are going to be taking a lot of damage, and they do not have their Mina and Greener yet, so they can't go frenzy. 418, 161. Scouts with their sergeant and shotguns waiting to counter-initiate anything that gets close as well. Painboy here doing his surgery on Sluggers, not the Nob squad. Now that is odd to see. Down goes the Warboss, not sure what he was trying to do. Sluggers get their surgery. Did he finish it or did he cancel it? 418, 148. Tactical Marines getting absolutely obliterated. Needs to run them away, I think, Army. This keeps them in the field. Did he just lose his Dark Reapers? He did. Just disappeared there. Rocks on the VP, catching a whole bunch of tactical marines. Wow, did he wipe 2 squads? I think he wiped 1 and this one got away. Lucky to get away. 2 drop pods and a Razorback providing reinforcement there. Army again hit pretty heavily. Double Wraith Guard now for SinerAthin. Has a huge shooty army. Triple Rangers, double Wraith Guard. Grief. Can red team push back now? Is he going to run into base? Surely not, no. Law of the Bolter coming out now with triple tactical marines, which are not going to like fighting this composition at all. I mean, triple Rangers is bad enough, but with those double Wraith Guard, there's an orbital though, and that catches SinerAthin's army pretty damn well. This could be nasty. I think at least one of the Ranger squads is going to wipe. Bang. Wraith Guard should be fine. And the other Ranger squad does make it out just about. So it could have been worse, but he is forced off decisively there. West side now turning red. Nob squad seems to have done a job there for him and moved in, forced some things off and got away. Mina and Green is now being researched as well. 394, 128, a double cap for red team and a fire prism on the field for Damien. Warthog dropped in, really nice drop there from SinerAthin. Now tying up some tactical marines. She does begin with a power weapon and can get an even better one, a spear, but she's going to go down if he's not careful. She is. He's lost his Warthog immediately. Yeah, down she goes. A big waste from SinerAthin. A really good drop, but didn't pay attention to her at all. Fire prism is from Damien. Also has a D cannon weapon team. Why is it set up outside his base though? Is it to cover the VP? Gonna take shots at that force one. Look at the damage there. 358, 128. Librarian on the field. Kicking off though the west side. Sluggers level 2. 1420 hit points with their Nob leader and burners. So a very useful tool for him. Any tactical marines within range are not going to like to fight these guys. 358, 128. There's the 2-1 again for blue team, taking both the naturals. Look at all of these tactical marines, this is crazy. I bet the Techmarine wishes he had that old Brothers in Arms ability that he used to have that nobody used to use. But in this situation, it would be pretty amazing. That's a singularity. That's in fact an Eldritch Storm. That is nasty, nasty stuff. And wow. Whoa. That killed like 10 models or something crazy, did it? No, it couldn't have been 10. Like 6 or 8 models. Very, very good nuke though. That's 2 very good nukes. And this might be what finishes the blue team off. It is really good nukes that they're getting hit with. So what happened? Law of the Bolter lost 2 of his tactical marine squads. Army also only has 1 left. He does have a Land Raider Redeemer though, Law of the Bolter. There's another drop pod over there. So they have a lot of reinforcement in the field. And the Land Raider can be a amazing unit in team games, especially given that mobile reinforcement point and really good close range weaponry as well. Pretty damn tough as well, to be honest. 2,500 hit points. Damien and SinerAthin will be one Eldritch Storm on this thing, I suppose. Damien is a little ways away from getting his nuke ready. Banshees decapping blue team's natural, and red team are going to get a double at least, maybe even a triple. There's nothing close to these Banshees to force them off. Blue team look like they've fallen apart thanks to their massive tactical marines getting hit by a couple of nukes. First that Rocks on the VP and that Eldritch Storm we just saw, which was pretty damn nasty. Has a cannon now setting up. No assault marine still. No attempt made to get in amongst this back line apart from the force spawners themselves. Banshee's there to counter initiate. Here comes the Land Raider. Wraith Guard are going to do a lot of damage to this thing though. Fire Prism will also help out, and here comes a knob squad. This Land Raider is not going to last long, I don't think. It's being repaired, I think, from the global repair of the Techmarine, but down it goes. Really, really sloppy to push it in like that with pretty much no support. Not sure what he was trying to achieve. 286-103. Red team with a single cap. Blue team putting pressure on their natural. As you can see here, Force Commander with a Thunderhammer for Army. Razorback is going to go down. Wraith Guard doing a fantastic job. Both level 2 now, and really coming into their own. Nob squad with Nob Leader and Mina and Greener with Pain Boy support, not to mention Warboss support from those awesome buffs. And blue team are being overrun. Law of the Bolter only has Stern Guard. Army has 2 units. They are pretty much done for, I think. It's going to be amazing if they can hang on. Red team needs to pay attention to VPs though, especially their own natural. There's nothing here to contest it. If blue team win this with the armies they have left, Madiq a bit preoccupied with this power. Need to get the VP back, red team. Warboss charging in, holding up Snow at the moment. I suppose it's not Madiq's responsibility really for this VP. It should be Damien capping it. What is he waiting for? Idle, a lot of idleness here from Damien. He's got an avatar on the field, 283-66. Predator tanking away for Law of the Bolter. Gonna go down swiftly from Wraith Guard fire, I would think. That Nob squad getting range as well, that's bad. Force Commander teleporting in, using his battle cry immediately just to disrupt things and keep it away from that VP Autarch drop. Who is this? That SinerAthin again, with I think his 3rd Autarch. None of them lasting very long so far. There we see that damage buff, speed buff and heal from that Autarch leap. It really is an awesome ability, helping out those Howling Banshees. But the Librarian does get away. Red team taking a natural back, and in fact taking blue's natural as well, thanks to Madiq. And I think red team have this in the bag. They're gonna have a triple cap, and blue team were just so depleted. Their tactical marines just getting wrecked by stuff late game. Nukes especially, but there was also that D-cannon there that wouldn't be good. The Wraith Guard also. So went all in with one theme, one composition theme, and got countered pretty hard. With a nuke to your face, I suppose that counters quite a lot. Batwagon now taking hits. There is a unit inside, you can tell, of because of that light bar. meaning that all of the guns will fire and it gets a speed buff. 234, 47, there's the triple cap for red. And this could be it, they could just see this game out with a triple. Blue team is still playing though. Lord of the Bolter, Stone Guard veterans back at base need to reinforce. Snow dropping assault terminators in the field, teleporting on the rear armor of the fire prison, but because of pathing unable to get any rear armor hits in, and now they are really exposed. Have used their teleport. These guys cannot retreat, of course, and having trouble pathing around this wall thing and the battle wagon, and are now being chased down by a pain boy of all things. 184, 47. They in turn chasing down Wraithguard. Wraithguard tank can take the garrison now, but they don't need to. Uh-oh, Lightning Claw Terminators now, but they're too low on health and there's just too much stuff here. It's going to lose the entire squad, I think. 173, 47. Here come a bunch of Marines. Stone Guard veterans getting their Hellfire rounds ready, and those Lightning Claw Terminators are dealt with. 166, 47. Blue team did get their natural back, and they're decapping the west side somehow. Big zap gun shot, bang. Knocks them off the cap, does it? No. Viverne is still there capping, but it does not finish the decap. 159, 47. Blue team still pretty much in disarray. They do have defenses now around their VP. They don't want to lose it. They are quite low on VP, just 47 to protect here. Avatar with marked target on it, taking shots from that las cannon. That was painful. Plasma gun, tactical marine as well. This Avatar is super heavy infantry, remember, so taking a big amount of damage from plasma weapons. Stone Guard veterans with their vengeance rounds loaded in, and it's blue team that concede, seeing no way back. Obviously, red team dominant late game with some really well placed nukes and a good composition from SinerAthin to counter the huge amount of tactical marines. I mean, 9 of them on the blue team at one point. That was pretty cool to see, but they didn't last long, did they? Once those nukes started dropping it on their faces. Look at the commanders. First one at level 5 from Snow. Lord of the Bolters, Techmarine level 4 with Plasma Gun, Signum, Orbs. First one at level 4 for Army. Also Thunderhammer, Alacrity, Teleporter, Pack, Warboss level 6. Bang Bang Hammer, Cyborg, Angry Bit seemed to struggle on this west side early on, but came into his own. Tier 3. Farseer level 7 from Damien, Singing Spear, Armor of Fortune, Ghost Helm, and the Farseer of SinerAthin level 5 with the Doombringer and Spirit Stones. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.